Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. I'm in the studio Z tonight. I got some renovations going on at the crib, so I'm not in my usual spot, but nevertheless, I'm still here. We made it. We're a couple minutes late, but hey, we got a lot to dive into when it comes to the world of sports. NFL free agency has been crazy. Hey, we'll be diving into that. Dan is here with us tonight. He's going to talk some hockey. If you missed the free agency hockey episode on this past Saturday, make sure you check it out because Dan was definitely on it about your favorite team. D-Dubs and the DA will talk about boxing. Mike Tyson and your man, they're fighting, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that, man. So we'll dive into that and some other things. The Chasers recap from last week, what has gone on in the world of sports since last week. So before we get into that, let's meet the crew, though. We got D-Dub. What's up, brother? How are you tonight, sir?
What's up, man? Good to be back, Got the world champions on my hat. Dan K tried to get at me, but it's all good. Got the world champion cup, Yeah, I gotta understand that. Shout out to Dugout Mugs.
Yeah. One of our affiliates. Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to our website.
Beautiful cups, man. These beautiful mugs, man. Go ahead and get you one.
Go to our website. Make sure you click on the affiliates page, sportschaserspodcast.net. You click up affiliates. It'll be there. The DA, he's got his Expos hat on. Probably got it for Fanatics, one of our other affiliates. What's up, DA? What's happening to you, sir?
Oh, man, everything is good. Another day, another dollar.
No doubt. Another day, another dollar. We got Dan K, the Toxic One. He's with us tonight. Dan, what's going on, bro? So Dan has his background changed here a little bit. Saturday, April 20th. Well, I'll let him take it away. Dan, go ahead.
No, this is our Salute the Heroes hockey game. First responders. Saturday, April 20th. Gates open at 1:30. Puck drops at 3 o'clock. Probably it's a running clock unless the game's close in the last 10 minutes of the third period. So probably less than 2 hours. But if you know somebody, tickets are $10. If you buy them at the box office, they're going to be probably a little bit more. And if you buy them off Ticketmaster, God help you, it will be like $18.
Where is this going to be at, Dan?
Bojangles Coliseum. See that nice little bow biscuit right there?
Big bow.
Yep. So,
Bojangles Coliseum.
Right off Independence.
Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you happen to be in Charlotte, come support the Heroes Heroes hockey game, man, and first responder game, man. I actually had the privilege of going to that game a few times when I was there. I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing, but we'll see. We'll work it out. We'll see.
I just need to know because I can get you those $10 tickets.
So you heard that, man. Shout out to all those that are watching on YouTube channel. Make sure you click, subscribe to the channel. Also on Facebook and some other things. What else we got? Facebook. We ain't on Instagram tonight. I don't think we are. We'll probably can set it up, but we're not on Instagram tonight. What else we at? We're on Twitter, X, all that stuff. Anywhere you can find us on social media, get at us, man. Hey, we're going to get into hockey real quick. Not real quick, but we're going to talk about hockey. Like I said, Dan talked about the trade deadline the other night on Saturday night. If you didn't watch it, check it out, man. Check us out, man. So shout out to all those. So I'll give it to Dan. Dan, take it away, sir.
All righty, sir. Well, the trade deadline has passed. Teams made their moves or didn't make moves. And, pretty much rosters are set unless you're Vegas. And then you'll get your long-term injury guys back game one of the playoffs and have a completely different team. But anyway, with that being said, we got the power rankings. And like I said, when I do this, I really don't look at where they are in the standings. It's more kind of that and how they're playing at the moment. So right now at number 1, I got the Panthers. They got Tarasenko and Calaposo from Buffalo in the trade deadline. They have a really good team, and they just added a couple guys to help the power play and penalty kill, and depth, in case there's injuries. But the last 10, they've been 8-2-0. There's only one other team that was better than that in the last 10. But that being said, trade deadline was last Friday, so we're talking 3, maybe 3, maybe 4 games that some of these teams play. Trade deadline, so it's going to take a little bit for the you guys to get acclimated to the new team.
Hold on, Daniel. Hey, you saying what's wrong with your microphone?
What's wrong with my microphone?
Yeah, you kind of.
It's going out, sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
make sure the plug's all the way in. All right.
There you go.
But yeah, it's going to take some guys, some time to get acclimated and chemistry with their new teams. So, like I said, they've maybe played 3, maybe 4 games tops with their new team. So the next, I think it's like 15, maybe 16, 17 games, somewhere in that area that each team has left. So the push for the playoffs are coming. You two clowns will be happy because your Rangers are at number 2. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. They picked up Wenberg from Seattle and Roslovic from Columbus. We talked about before, Heedle's been out, so they kind of needed somebody to come in and fill that spot. And I think Wenberg will do that. And then you got Roslovic, who's a very good player too. They have, I think, neither one really hasn't done anything in the first couple games. I was looking at the stats, no goals, maybe an assist, but time will tell with those. And then, my little buddy, his little birthday was yesterday or the day before. Vivian, his Canes are 6-3-1 their last 10. And that's not really indicative, I think, where this team is going to go. They picked up Getzel at the trade deadline. And under the radar, they got Evgeny Kuznetsov from Washington. And, he went to, the players' assistance thing, came back, Washington put him down in the minors. But the Canes picked him up, and I think that's going to be a sneaky good move because their liability the last little bit in the playoffs is they needed more scoring to help Aho and company. Like Svechnikov, he got hurt last year. I think he broke his leg, so he was out for the playoffs. But now, they got 2 guys that can put the puck in the net. So that being said, I think my sleeper, like I told Kevin this when we did the thing on Saturday, and I was like, Florida, Carolina, and then what was it? The Avalanche and Vegas are going to be kind of my 4 that I think one of those teams from East and West is going to make the finals of their conference. So we'll see what happens. Then you got the Dallas Stars. They're 6-3-1 at number 4. They picked up Kristana from Calgary early before the trade deadline. That was kind of their big move. But they've been playing well.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
So, I just want to ask. Toronto is 7-3-0. You haven't said anything about them.
Yeah, because they're farther down the list there, DA.
Okay, I'm just saying, last 10 games.
We're getting to them, and we'll explain why. Hey, my team.
Toronto Strays Bullets there.
Hey, my team sucks ass this year. They can't get their head out of their own behind.
Yeah,
so
you right about
my
that.
hat. You see my hat.
Yes.
I'm on board. Hey, 1967. We're going to change that tune this year. Maybe. Anyway, we're getting to them. But the the Jets are number 5 at 6-4-0. They picked up Tower Toffoli, and who was the other guy? Got to go back to my notes. Colin Miller, the defenseman. They picked up both guys from New Jersey, which will help them. And they got Hutterbuck in the goal. He's an outstanding goaltender. And they got some depth players now. So you got to watch out for the Jets. They're making a run. Number 6, we got the Oilers. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. And they made a little bit of a splash. But, like, some of these teams, like Florida, Boston, the Oilers, the Avs, like, you didn't see the big name splash, signings or trades at the trade deadline, but they got things where they were missing. So, like, the Oilers, they picked up Troy Stretcher, a defenseman, stay-at-home kind of guy, helped solidify their defense. They got Yakov Trenin from Nashville. They also got Brendan Duham from the Wild. They got Casey Middlestat from the Sabres. They picked up the D, Sean Walker from Philly. So they got guys like lower, third, fourth line guys, second, third defensive pairings. But, they got better players. They got stronger. So that's why I was saying, like, man, some of these teams like the Oilers, they got Henrique. And they also got Sam Carrick from Anaheim. So it's one of those things where these teams are starting to build lines 1 through 4 that are solid. You got good, penalty killing, that's what's going to come down to. And if anybody's actually watched the NHL playoffs, it's a different game than is played in the regular season. Goals are hard to come by. Whistles aren't as frequent. They call the stuff that they have to call with the delay game, the puck out, they shoot the puck out or whatever. But the battles, that kind of stuff, they let them play a little bit more once it comes to the playoffs. But, like I said, the Avs, they kind of did the same thing, with the guys that they got. Like the Oilers, they filled role spots and those kind of things. And they got stronger. And it was at Landeskog, I think, has been out basically all last year, all this year, but there's a possibility he comes back in the playoffs, which would be huge for them because they're already just lighting it up with McKinnon. He's got 115 points, leading the league in scoring. So the West, I think, is going to be down to like 4 teams. The East is probably at like 5. But at number 8, DA, to your point, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're 7-3-0 in their last 10. They took 2 L's of those the 7
Indeed.
and 3 from the Boston Bruins, aka Daddy. They beat them 4-1 twice in a row. So they played them, I think, within like 5 days of each other. One in Toronto and one in Boston, and Boston won both those games 4-1. And like I said, we've talked about this, many a times. Yes, they are very talented in the top 4 with Marner, Tavares, Matthews, and Nylander. But if you go back and watch the playoff games that they played, and, like I can still remember the play where Nylander came down the boards in the offensive zone, dumped the puck in, and then kind of like, no, putting the brakes on. I'm not going to go battle for that puck. I'm not getting hit. And that's their problem. They need grit. Yes, they got Reeves, and some other guys. Like they picked up Lyubushkin. They picked up Joel Edmondson. They got this kid, Cade Weber, who's I think he's like 25, 26, but he's like 6'7", 6'8". He's like Rempe.
Oh, speaking of my main man, Rempe, man.
We're getting to him.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're getting to him. But
yeah, me and Dan had a disagreement the other night about Remke, but go ahead.
Not really a disagreement. Just, different view.
There you go.
Which is
like,
great.
Yeah. So with Toronto, like I've said, they're top heavy. And when it comes to the playoffs, the game gets tighter. You got to battle for pucks. You got to want to go to the corners. You got to hit people. You got to take the body. And
You got to scrap.
they're just not built that way. And like,
Mhm.
I don't know who the clown is on the Facebook hockey thing group that I'm in, but all I hear is, oh, he's MVP. He's not even the leading scorer on his team. Nylander is. Yes, he has 54 goals, but he doesn't pass to anybody. He doesn't have any assists.
Yeah,
So
be careful. Don't get banned in that group.
Yeah. Dude, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like with them, man, I like the second game in Boston, they got beat 4-1, but at least guys pushed back. I think it was I'm trying to think who I think both of them, two players on Toronto cross-checked somebody in the throat or the head at the end of the one play, and Boston got a 5-on-3, and I think they scored at least one or both on the power play there. But they got to get tougher. They got to push back. They can't, they can't be skating around with the purses on the ice. You got to hit somebody. You got to play hard, and that's the thing. Like I said, I'm on the bandwagon. I think they can do it if they get the right mindset and they're willing to sacrifice their body and hit people and not to sit back and take whatever the other team. Like they got absolutely bullied last year in the playoffs. They cannot do that if they want to win the cup. They got to stick up. Number 9, I have the Canucks. They're 5-3-2. They dropped way down. I know they're still kind of high as far as what are they? They're still leading the Pacific by 11 points, but they've kind of peaked, and like I said, they're 5-3-2 in their last 10. It's like they got to get it together. It's like almost like they peaked too soon.
Right.
But they have a great roster, and Demko's been playing great. It's just they got to get back and find that mojo. Number 10, I got the Bruins. They were 4-2-4 in their last 10. 2 of those we've just mentioned. They beat Toronto, but they've been struggling a little bit too. They picked up Patty Maroon, and I believe it was Andrew Peak, the defenseman. So they got a little bit better. And, if you watch Tampa Bay win those cups the last couple years, a few years back, Maroon had a big part in that. And he's not the real fast skater, but he'll muck it up. He knows when to agitate people. He knows, take the body. He's not a regular season guy. He's a playoff guy. He's one of those guys you need on your team. And then the Predators, what I said earlier, the Panthers were 8-2-0. This is probably the hottest team. They're 8-0-2.
I was about to ask you about them, man. They about the hottest team in the league.
Yep. They've been playing great. And who did they pick up? Oh, they picked up Jason Zucker from Arizona, Wade Allison from the Flyers, and they got Jeremy Hansel from the Avs, and they picked up Anthony Bellevue from the Hawks. So they added 3 good guys, to their team, and they've been playing well. And that's
they hold on to the 6th spot, huh?
Yeah, they got to get hot. You got to get hot at the right time. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. And they've been playing really well. And I believe Madison and Eric, they went to Nashville, and I believe it was Colin something Glass. I think it was. He got a hat trick for Nashville last week or so against the Avalanche, and then Maddie and her boyfriend were there, so that was good. And then number 12, I got the Kings. They didn't get shit done in the play or the trade deadline. They couldn't really. Like I heard that, the Penguins were trying to send Riley Smith there, but they're up against the cap, and they just couldn't make it work. But they're 5-4 and won their last 10.
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Hey, so before I forget this, the Golden Knights, man, is it the playoffs being exhausted from the playoffs? They pulling up number 8, it look like, and they look like they're gonna have to fight with the Blues. What's the deal with the Knights?
The Blues only got 71 points.
Mhm.
Vegas has 77. To
Mhm.
make up 6 points, let's see, Vegas has played 65, so that's 570, 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen
unless they just fall off a cliff. It's just not going to happen. It's with being able to get points for going to overtime at the end of the regulation tied. Each team gets a point.
Gotcha.
And then if you win in overtime, you get 2 points, or if you win in the shootout, you get 2 points. So it's like,
well, basically, what I'm saying, like Golden Knights seem like they have lost a little bit, lost a couple steps.
No, they didn't lose a couple steps. They lost people to injury. Eichel's been out.
The biggest scam in hockey was going on in of course, Vegas.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Dan.
No, they're number 13. We're getting to that. But yeah, so like with them, they've dealt with a lot of injuries and such. So they've been, they played a ton of hockey last year. So, to repeat in the NHL is super hard just because of the wear and tear, the hits, the everything else. But like we were just saying, Vegas, they've been struggling. They were 3-6-1. But if you look, they went and got Thomas Hertl from San Jose. They picked up Noah Hannafin from the Flames, and they picked up Anthony Math, the right wing from the Capitals. So they just landed 3 really good players. Like Hannafin's a top-notch defenseman. Hertl and Mantha are good forwards. And, if you hadn't watched, like Kevin said, go back and watch our trade deadline video, because whoever is like the cap guy for Vegas or cap guys, they need to pay them a shit ton of money, because these guys circumvented loopholes here and there. Because the thing is with the long-term injury, LTIR, they put Mark Stone on there. So he hasn't played forever, but that money's buried on that. So that frees up cap space to bring people in. That's how they got Hertl. So now, like if you look at their roster and the guys they got on the roster, you're just like, there is no freaking way you could have that many players of that caliber on the same roster. And I told Kevin, what's going to be funny as hell is come game 1 of the Western Conference playoffs, when Vegas gets in. Now they're going to have Mark Stone. Miraculously, he's going to be healthy to play. And you can't blame them, because Kucherov and Tampa Bay did it prior to that, where he was out on LTIR, and they added pieces, because once the playoffs start, guess what? No salary cap.
Yeah, right.
So they're going to go from whatever the salary cap is, 82, 84, 87 million, whatever it is. And then when you get to the playoffs, the roster they're going to field is going to be like 130.
Has that always been like that?
Since they added that in the last bargaining agreement with the LTIR and stuff. And apparently, supposedly, they're going to look at that and figure out if there's a way they can tweak that to where teams can't do what Tampa Bay and Vegas just did in the last 3-4 years.
Right.
But like I said, give those guys a freaking raise, because they figured out how to get through the loophole, and they're stacked now. So yes, they're 3-6-1 in their last 10, but there's 17 games to play, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win 13, 14 of those.
Dan, with that said, with how Vegas has, they played within the rules, right? Is there something that they're gonna NHL probably looking to mix this up?
I think that it's going to be one of those things where maybe that they add a stipulation where you must play a certain amount of games and be on a certain team. Like they can trade players now, but they're not eligible for the playoffs. That's what the trade deadline's for. They have to move before then or on that date to be eligible. Now, maybe they'll do something where you have to play a minimum of 15 games in the season to be eligible to play in the playoffs. So, like, you can't just bury, a $9 million contract on LTIR for 3/4 of the year and then bring these guys back like nothing happened as soon as the playoffs start. They'll figure it out. They're going to get something worked out. And I'm sure they'll have a caveat to that, to where you can't really do what's been happening the last couple of years.
Yeah, because teams do what? They find loopholes, they circumvent stuff, and
here's the thing: you play within the rules that are given to you.
Yeah.
If you get smart enough people that know how to fuck with them, guess what?
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hate the game, baby. Hate the game.
Make better rules.
There you go.
That's the only thing I could say about that. But at number 14, I got the Islanders. They're 7-3-0. They've been struggling for most of the year, but recently, like I said, they've been playing really good hockey, and they passed up Detroit. They're tied with them the same amount of points, but the Isles have played one less game, so that's why they get the nod for the playoff spot. But it's just they started to figure it out, and they're playing a whole lot better. 15, I got the Lightning. They've been struggling, 4-5-1. The Islanders might actually catch them when it's all said and done.
Right.
And then we have, the Flyers. They're 5-4-1 their last 10. They've been struggling. They dealt some people away, and they got some younger kids playing for them now. So, but I mean, hell, they're 76 points. They're still in the top 3 in the East. So,
right.
Or not the East, but the Metropolitan.
But
like I said, yeah, but like I said, the Red Wings, the two caveats for East and West, the Red Wings, they're 4-6-0. And like I said, they've been struggling. Hell, they had a fight in practice the other day with Sherratt, and I forget who the forward was. So they're feeling the pressure of trying to make the playoffs. And then in the West, I got the Minnesota Wild. They're 6-3-1. They're 6 points behind Vegas, and I kind of like what they're doing. They're just going all out. The other night, it was 1-1 in overtime, and they pulled Fleury, sent him to the bench to get an extra tacker, make it 4-3.
That was amazing.
And they scored. I think that's the second time in the NHL history that's happened.
And I think it was real time. I showed, because I was actually watching it, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, you sent me a text about it."
Yeah, I was like, "This is so impressive." I said, "I guess they need the 2 points very badly." And
they need every point they can get. Yeah, they need every point that they can get to catch Vegas. And they were like, "You know what? Fuck it. We're just going to take the goalie out, and we're going to beat them."
That's real gutsy. That was gutsy. You said that's probably the second time in NHL history that play has been done. So,
and then I just got a couple other caveat things, but the Connor Bedard watch, he's back. I think in the last 7 days he leads the league in points. I think he had like 8 points. They scored 7 goals 2 games in a row, and he had a goal and 4 assists to 1 game. But he's got 51 points and 52 games, which a point a game is not too bad as a rookie. The problem is their team is so bad.
Oh, they're trash, but
yeah, he's a minus 36 right now.
Yeah, but he is 7 years old, so he's a good player. So,
but I did see they had Foligno, his teammate, mic'd up, and they had him on the bench. And Foligno looked over to him and he goes, "Man, I have so much I need to teach you, about this game." He goes, "But I don't have enough time left on my contract. I'm gonna have to spend 5 more years after I retire to get you all that knowledge." And this Bedard just kind of looked at him like, "Yeah, whatever." But yeah, mic'd up guys are great when it comes to hockey.
Absolutely.
But D-Dub, getting to your boy, Mr. Rempe. Dude, you're 6'7", 240 pounds. You don't have to lift your elbows. You don't have to jump at people. Just hit them. Skates on the ice, hands down, and you'll kill whoever you hit.
Yeah.
So he barely nicked the dude in the face with his elbow. But that in itself could be, a lot more detrimental than it actually looks on the video. Because I thought in the hit, like I told Kevin, is I don't think that was the big issue of the hit. It was he had his stick in his hand. When Rempe went through, he hit his hand and his stick and pinned it against the boards, which in turn drug the rest of his body and put it right into Rempe's backside, and his visor went off his nose.
Right.
So I thought that was more what the damage was. But, and I saw McDermott, his comments after the game, and they interviewed him, and he said he lost a lot of respect for the kid because he wouldn't drop him. And I saw where a lot of people were in the comments saying this, that, and the other, like, well, he doesn't have to, blah, blah, blah. Look, they played like the Bruins played Toronto. They played those guys twice in the last 7-8 days or whatever. Not too long ago, he ran the dude over along the boards, Bastion, and concussed and bloodied him with a hit. It wasn't about the game that night. They were seeking retribution. It was for the game before. Right. So if you're gonna run around like a meathead with your elbows up, launching at people, you need to drop your gloves, especially at your size. Like if he was 5'10", 180 pounds, I get it. But he's huge. You don't need to do that shit to just demolish people. And that's my thing with him. If that's what you're gonna do, then I don't give a shit who challenges you. You need to drop the gloves if you're going to run people like you're running them. Because the old guard, Bob Probert, Wendell Clark, Ty Domi, Tony Twist, Brad May, we could go on forever. They wouldn't give him the opportunity to even say yes or no. They would just look at him, gloves off, knuckles to the face. Either you're going to go or I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Makes sense here.
But that's what they need. That's what he needs to understand. I get it. He's a young kid. It's a different game from back in those days. But if you're going to run around like an idiot, you got to answer the bell. So
that's a fact.
And then, of course, our boy Torts for Philly, the coach, the other night, he complained about a call.
I don't think he should have been ran.
Yeah. So, well, here's the problem. And so you had a inexperienced referee with a veteran. The young dude didn't know what to do. They made what Torts thought was a bad call, led to a goal. Tampa's up 4-0. I think it was in the first period, 11 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
And Torts, he was a Ranger coach. You know how he is. He gave him the business. And, of course, the young guy really couldn't handle it. So the other guy had to step in and be like, nope, you got a misconduct. In a game misconduct, you're out of here. And Tort was like, you know what? F you, I'm not leaving.
It's the most funniest thing, bro.
Because he wanted that dude to come over and explain to him why he got thrown out.
Of course he did.
And he wouldn't come over and do it. So he wasted as much possible time that he could and then finally got off the bench. So he got a 2-game suspension, $50K fine. And I think the owner said he was going to pay that. But that's the thing is, with Torts, he's old school.
Shout out to the owner, the Flyers.
Yeah, and the more I listened to Torts' interviews, like back in the day, he was kind of like Mike Keenan. He was just a prick. But he's evolving and understanding.
I know. The Torts is even a bigger prick than Mike Keenan, I think.
Yeah.
My opinion.
No.
Oh, Mike Keenan.
No. Because I want to say Keenan's the one that sat Medano when he was going to break the all-time games played for an American-born player. But that's here and there. But like, Torts is learning how the game's going and such, and he's figuring out how to get through to the players. So he's not as much of a butthole as he has been.
He's definitely evolving.
He's doing way better. But like you said,
absolutely.
Your boy Rempe, after the hit on the defenseman for the Devils, he got 4 games the other night. And then we talked about this the other day, Kevin, and Atlanta again is trying to get a team for the third time.
I read that.
And Anson Carter is one of the guys leading.
Who's leading a group down in Atlanta? Yeah.
And I read the article. If you go on the Yahoo, Paul Newberry wrote an article about this, and very informative. Explains a lot, kind of like the NHL's not looking to expand right now, blah blah blah, because of course we got the Oats playing in you know, what do you want to call it, county fair barn, like
baby arena.
Yeah, it's like
Cribs arena. Yeah.
So they got to figure out what they're going to do with them before they expand it all, and that's what kind of hurts Atlanta is because more than not, if they can't get something done with the Oats, the guy from Utah is going to get them.
Right, I did. We read that a couple weeks ago where they already got the money.
They want a team.
And
they got an arena.
City. Yeah, ready to go.
So I wouldn't be shocked if they moved Arizona to Salt Lake, and that guy takes over. So that means you need one more team if you're going to bring Atlanta in.
There's a guy on TikTok. I've been trying to get him on. Forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's the guy with the AHL team or the ECHL team where they sell out every game.
And he was talking about the Thrashers, and we got to move on to NFL. But he was talking about how when the Atlanta Thrashers were in Atlanta, it was just a bad combination of things. I too used to be one of those things like, Atlanta, I don't deserve another chance, but how we know, DA can attest to this. You guys can attest to this. Bad ownership. When they don't do right by the fans, they just money grabbing. And I think in Atlanta it can work.
Because they're with this article, Carter and those guys are looking to the north suburbs. They're going to take an old mall, build an arena, esports arena, and shops and a bunch of other stuff around where they're going to build this arena. So, like, there's a lot more hockey fans to be had outside of downtown where this stadium would be built. So, to me, that makes a lot more sense to them.
It almost reminds me of hockey, and we got hockey in South Florida. If y'all remember, the Florida Panthers used to play in Miami, used to play in the city of Miami, downtown in Miami, right where the I believe they used to share the same arena with the Heat.
Yeah.
But their demographics, and they did some discovery. They found out a lot of their fans were not in Miami, so they moved them a little further north into Sunrise. Sunrise is a city and is a city, a town, a suburb in Broward County next to Fort Lauderdale, about 5 miles west of Fort Lauderdale, and it works. And it works. So, shout out. I read that article, Dan. That was a really good article. And he absolutely is right. It might work differently if they put it somewhere where people actually want to go to the games. And necessarily downtown Atlanta might not be it, where the Hawks and the Falcons.
Well, didn't this happen the last time? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They were downtown.
They moved them from Atlanta to Winnipeg.
Yeah. And prior to that, they moved them to Calgary.
Yeah, 2011 to Winnipeg and 1980 to Calgary.
Yeah, 72 to 80 they played in Atlanta as the Flames, and then 99 to 2011 they played as the Thrasher. But I only got one more story, and then we can move on. So they, Penguins are cooked; they're fucking done. But they were going to have a Jaromir Jagr bubble night, and they had to postpone it. And
why, Dan?
Apparently, the truck that was bringing the bobbleheads
No,
I'm dead serious. Someone hijacked the truck or stole the truck, whatever. So they don't have the bobbleheads. So
the good fellows got the bubbleheads. What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
here go DA with the police blotter. This DA.
Hold on. So I did see a video that they put out where it was Jagr, and they had him in like whoever sponsors the Penguins, Ford trucks or whatever, and it was painted up in Penguin scheme. But he had a bubblehead, and he puts the seatbelt on him, And he gives the salute, and he's like, "We're on the case. We're going to go find your buddies." And they drive out of the bottom of the arena. But that being said, there have been multiple. Hold on, let me do this because I told Madison about this earlier. I'm going to put out the disclaimer right now. This is sarcasm. Do not call anybody. But apparently, they do have a suspect in mind, and they're wanted for questioning. And if you have any information, to pass on to the police, to the whereabouts of this person, please, by all means, call Crime Stoppers. And I just want to show you the lead suspect here.
Oh God! Yeah. So we start seeing bobbleheads on the black market. Bobbleheads.
So if you see this man, please contact the police. He's wanted in questioning for this the theft of 20,000 bobbleheads.
They'll be on the black market. Don't worry.
The DA had it right. It was Goodfellas. What was it? Lufthansa's heist back in the day.
So, they got them on ice. 5 years from now, they'll be selling them like hotcakes. Don't worry.
But I thought that was hilarious.
Crazy.
He's Dan K with hockey. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
No more crackling chicken. I think
Great, man.
Real applause, man. Dan, thank you so much for hockey. Appreciate that. Let's move on to NFL free agency, and I had it right here. Some of the moves here that went on here. Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles. I'm just going to run it down. We'll get back to that. Josh Jacobs went to Green Bay, signed with the Packers.
Good move. Real good move.
Derrick Henry went to the Ravens. Hopefully they'll run him.
That'll help.
Tony Pollard went to the Titans.
That won't help.
Austin Eckler went to the Commanders.
Yeah, whatever.
DeAndre Swift, he went to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Singletary went to the Giants. Devin Singletary.
Not bad.
Gus Edwards went to the LA Chargers. AJ Dillon to the Packers.
Yeah.
Zach Moss went to the Bengals to replace who? Mixon. Mixon is left. And Anthony Gibson, well, Mixon got cut, I should say. Anthony Gibson signed with the Pats, and DJ Dallas signed with the Cardinals. And let me talk about the quarterbacks here. Cousins, he signed with the Falcons.
Bagman.
What's your E? Or E always has something. The angry one. He's with us tonight. E, what's up, good? Your thoughts on Cousins?
Man? What's going on? Yo, man, that's my idol, B. Yo, I want to, man, I want to sit down with him and his agent and learn everything, B. I mean, man, say what you want about the man, but as a businessman, whoever his agent is, man, shout out to y'all, man, because
I think he's at $471 million.
Ridiculous. And you ain't. How many playoff games this man won? How many playoff games has this man?
It's got to be 2. Yeah.
2. I think 2.
But 400. I think he's at $471 million for his career.
Almost over a $250 million that he is.
Oh, way past $250 million. Yeah, he's good money.
Yeah, guaranteed. It was like 360 something, I think.
Yeah, man. You know what he did? Real quick before we go any further, and we talked about this as a podcast years ago. And listen, I'm not an NFL player, so I don't understand all of it. I've studied a lot of it, but dog, that the reason why he's getting so much money is those 2 years of franchise tagging in Washington. They boosted his money up exponentially when they tagged him. I think it was like 20 million and then 25 million. So whoever signed him after that knew they had to pay $20-something million a year because that's what he was getting tagged.
He got tagged, or what, 22?
So Washington paid him, and then Minnesota had to pay him. And I don't know why guys, and I guess like I said, I don't understand it all. But I never knew why guys are so upset about getting tagged because that's guaranteed money. When you get tagged, you get all of it.
But if you get hurt,
every time.
If you get hurt, though, you don't get paid the next year because nobody's going to pick you up.
Yeah, it's no guarantees.
That's the issue with that is
Yeah, there's no
It's,
guarantee.
it's great for 1 year,
thing.
but
It's
not,
a security thing. It's the
it's
years.
great for 1 year, but
Yes.
not long term.
But
Yeah.
if you remember when they did this collective bargaining agreement with the franchise tag, the players were down with it. Keep on whistling, Eric.
Well, you know,
Eric,
like
I'm
we
gonna get a whistle on here too.
say, you know, we have to be honest.
And now
Kevin.
it's like it's a cuss
And
word when you say
Yeah,
franchise.
well, no, but you got to be honest when you say that, Kevin. That anytime, because you know we're from a union town, we're from the north, and you know, every time a union vote is done, not everybody in the union agrees with it, and it's usually
Say it
broken
again.
down by age. Like young guys are like, "Yo, dog, I don't care." It's older guys that are like, "Yo, listen, I got to have this, I got to have that, I want this, I need this, I need that." Don't want to practice on Tuesdays. It's the old guys that don't want to do that.
Okay.
The young guys don't care. They just want the money.
We're going to break down unions real quick. So unions, they suck for the guys that actually perform and exceed expectations. Unions are great for the lazy guy, calls out all the time, doesn't show up, because it's so much harder to fucking fire them.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, thank you. But that's what I'm saying. Like the union thing, yeah, you got a whole lot more guys below the bar than you have way up on the bar. So the guys way up here doesn't help them out. The shit that they get past helps the guys that are just clinging on the roster spot.
Right. Yeah, because you know the guys that are out smoking cigarettes all day, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to smoke. You can't fire me. I am the shop foreman. And where's the foreman at?
It's me.
That's me. That would be me. You know, so it's nothing you can do. You know, but the young dudes are the dudes in the union that you know, they want different things. They don't care about taking the cash. You know, they don't care because they always assume that they're going to be there next year. You know, young people don't see that they may be hurt the next year. They're like, listen, getting 13 million guaranteed this year, I'll take it.
What's that saying? They don't see the forest before the trees, or however they
Yeah,
say it.
you know, but hey, it's a
what it
sport
is.
where you're only in there for 3 years. So if
Yeah,
if you're gonna take 13 million, take the 13. So they're waiting for 8 that you may never get.
Right.
So
Shout out to all those that's watching on YouTube, Facebook. Shout out to Deb, Big V04. Who else is in here? Lynette, Miss Lynette Harden. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all, all those that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. Let me go move it down. Russell, as we alluded to last week, I think on the show before we got off, Denver's going to be paying his 80 whatever million he's gotten, and Pittsburgh's got them on the cheap. Dan, what's your thoughts
37.
on
37.
Russell Wilson? I'm sorry, 37. What's your thoughts about Russell Wilson? I know we talked about it privately. Your thoughts about Russell Wilson?
My thing is
signing with your team with the Steelers.
This to me is a no-brainer, right? You're paying him the league minimum 1.2, so Denver is picking up the 37.7 or whatever it is, and you got him on a 1-year contract, right? So he's going to come in, he's going to compete with Kenny, and however that goes. If I understand if Kenny's pissed off, but at the same time, you got to understand you got a 9-time Pro Bowler coming in, and you can learn from. See the practice habits,
Kenny can be pissed off all he wants to, but go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you can either latch onto this guy and learn as much as you can.
Learn. That's right.
Or you can bury your head in the sand and just pout about it and be no better the next year. And like I said, it's a 1-year deal, 1.2 million. We lost Rudolph to the Titans. So now we're going to probably draft or pick up somebody else. So Kenny knows it's him and Russ, whatever it is, whoever wins the battle.
Right.
And I honestly think Russ took this opportunity and went here because he knows he can start this year. And because here's the thing, though. Matt Canada, for the last 2 years, I think, of Ben's career, the first 2 years of Pickett's career, Trubisky and Rudolph, was absolutely just trash can. Like, we could have called better plays. And I don't know shit about football, but I could figure it out. he never had that opportunity to have a good coordinator. Now you got Arthur Smith there, who's a very good offense corner. Head coach, maybe not. He just needs to learn, get more experience. But now, like Tannehill had a great year when he was the OC. So now you bring in Russ. Yes, we got rid of Deontay Johnson.
Right.
But we still have Pickens.
Thank God.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Carolina's got two guys that won't fall on the football.
Gee whiz.
But so you got Pickens.
He did it to himself.
Yeah, you got that whole not blocking, gotten called out. Like Tom
Not blocking,
said,
not catching.
we want volunteers, not hostages, and he was a hostage. Time for him to go.
Yeah, it's been time. Yeah,
yeah. So like I said, Pickens, you got Terrell Austin, we got Washington, we got Freiermuth, we got Jalen, we got Najee. You know, if we can, I know they were
talking, Queen.
We got Queen on defense.
We got Queen on defense.
We got a cornerback from Carolina in the Deontay trade. We picked up Bill Burr, that was the punter for the Texan. If you see his picture, he looks just like him. But like they're making good moves again. But you know, I think was it Morris or that's the Buffalo All-Pro center. He came and visited, and now he's going to Jacksonville. So I don't know if we're going to get him. But if they can shore up the offensive line, like Arthur Smith wants to run the football. He's got two dogs in the backfield that can run the football. Then you turn around and he likes play action pass. Russell's very good at play action pass. So that plays to his suit. So now that we actually have a coordinator with actual real plays and shit, and we got a 9-time Pro Bowler playing quarterback that wants to prove himself, we have the opportunity to make a lot of waves. Yeah, we beat Baltimore twice last year, and we split.
Pittsburgh's gonna be good.
We got to
make the playoffs. They should make the playoffs.
Yeah, we got to win.
Who's your backfield? You got Warren and who else?
Najee Harris.
Najee Harris. They're good. They're good.
And guess who wants to come back?
Who's that?
Le'Veon.
Man, stop, man.
That's
yesterday's news, bro.
That's the word. But hey, he wants to come back for $1.2 million. They should pick him up.
Yeah, 7-on-7 is waiting on him, bro. He can go back.
But you know, Russ signing with us, like to me, that is a no-brainer. Like it's like getting a rookie. You're not paying him anything, so it doesn't affect what you're going to do at other positions. We were able to get Queen. You know, we're able to get the kid from Carolina, the cornerback, in the trade, and then you know there's still opportunity for them to go out and get somebody else that they feel that they need, and they let go Pat P. You know, I like to refer to him as Toast because he got burnt on the regular. But if he really wants to help Joey Porter, because he wants to come back, but we're not going to put you on the roster. If he wants to come back, make him assistant defensive back coach.
Right.
And he can help him that way. And I think that's really important that Porter has that, or somebody, because right now
Minka's back there still, so
but it's not cornerback. That's safeties.
Yeah, but Minka's actually a cornerback playing safety.
Yeah, so. and then we picked up Ellison, I think his name is.
Yeah,
the safety. So, like I said, being able to get Russell on the cheap, we could still have the same game plan of what we're doing as far as filling the needs at other positions that we need. Instead of being, Cleveland and spending $300 million for a guy that's played 4 games and is just absolute dog shit. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So Russell goes to the Steelers. Gardner Minshew, he goes to the Raiders. He goes to Las Vegas. Jacoby Brissett, he goes back to New England. With the Pats, Jameis Winston is the backup now in Cleveland. 1 year for $4 million. Tyrod Taylor goes across the hallway, signs with the Jets. Sam Darnold signs with the Vikings. Drew Lock signs with my New York Giants. Mason Rudolph goes to the Titans, as Dan alluded to earlier. Josh Johnson will sign with Baltimore, and Sam Howell traded to the Seahawks.
Yep.
What is that for Geno? Is Geno go? What does that mean for
No,
Geno?
Geno's gonna start. Geno's starting.
Geno's gonna
He's the
start.
backup.
Okay.
Wide
Geno's starting there, man.
receivers. Higgins was tagged by the Bengals. Michael Pittman Jr. He was signed with the Colts. Mike Evans signed with the Bucks. Calvin Ridley goes signed with Tennessee. Darnell Mooney goes with Atlanta. I think Atlanta, they got something cooking there. I think. Well, let me just step back. Atlanta, if it wasn't for bad quarterback play last year, I think they make the playoffs.
Yeah,
And bad play calling.
well, man, because they got the damn near best running back in the league, and they went away from him.
Yeah,
too,
they didn't use
In the
Robinson.
worst division in football.
Yeah,
Oh,
did not-
absolutely.
I'll wait. I'll wait. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll wait.
Yeah,
I mean, go back, go put it into the what's that called?
All of us
call it
could have got on that
twin
team,
box.
and we could have made the playoffs. I mean,
No.
D-Dub, what you said? Go back to what? Let me
Put
put
it
it
in the
up.
twin box.
What it
Sports
says?
Chasers fans.
Go
Go
to
to say what I said about Mr. What's his name? Ridley, whatever.
really.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, whatever his name is. Yo, I told you he wasn't it.
Stupid.
Hey,
The quarterback.
Yeah.
Ain't talking about the
Answer me
Atlanta
this.
quarterback here.
Go ahead.
answer me this though. Tennessee traded AJ Brown, probably
did.
the
Man,
best
I'm
receiver
glad you
in
saying
the
it.
league.
Say it again, Dan.
One of the best receivers in the league.
To the
Yeah,
Eagles.
Traded him because they didn't want to pay him $100 million over
They don't
3-4
wanna pay him.
years,
That-
whatever
that's
it was.
why
Yeah.
the 615 is not my favorite team.
And
Then they turn. Well,
Go
no,
ahead,
they turned around and got the kid. Was it Ridley?
Ridley.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
Fine-
and gave him.
gave him the bag, and I'm like, no wonder Vrabel lost his mind.
Well, yes, because it's not a smart move.
No,
I also think that AJ kind of forced his way out because he wanted to be gone. I think AJ was like telling him, "Yo, come on, let me go."
but even
Had
still,
that Under Armour that said "Trade me" on his shirt. Whenever you run up the field, you just pull it up and say "Trade me." So because he didn't want to be there, he wanted to be with his homie up there in Philly, and he kind of could tell that this wasn't going anywhere because they were losing offensive linemen and defensive linemen by the week, trading them, letting them go out there in Tennessee. So dudes is like, okay,
Indeed,
this
that's
is falling
fine.
apart.
That's fine.
So-
You can say trade me. I don't have to trade you. This, what's going on around the league is bad GM. A lot of bad GM stuff going on around the league.
They all family, so
well,
same
whatever
dudes get the
case
same
is,
jobs
it's bad. It's
over and
bad.
over.
It's bad for the fans. You looking at this and you're like, how do you make this deal? I'm looking at the Giants. Kudos. We got Mr. Burns. I like, for me, for a fan, it looks great. But as a GM and looking at it from the Carolina Panthers side, you gave
they shit the bag.
yeah.
Not-
Are you serious?
LA
Not-
was going
not-
to give him 2 first rounders.
Come
for
on.
him
Not only that,
the year
check
before.
this out. I read this just yesterday, and the PSL people and season ticket holders are mad that
Yeah, well,
prices are going up. That's why we keep telling y'all, vote with your dollars.
Vote with your dollars, people. Stop playing.
The
That's the
Carolina
only thing they
shout
understand.
out to Gaming and Sports Network. He said, "Hey, NFC South is the Pop Warner division, and
Yeah, it is.
the Carolina Panthers are the kings of it, or whatever."
Wow.
That is awful. Like I said, that's an awful move. And then you put a bad product on the field, and then you want me to pay more.
No, you want me to come out to support this? Not doing it.
Nah,
Not doing it.
nah.
The
Vote with
the
your
only time-
dollars.
Yeah, the only time that building is full is when they were winning with Cam.
Oh, I thought you was gonna
Right.
say with soccer.
Yeah, well,
That too. They get more fans for soccer.
Shout out to the Charlotte Football Club. Let me
I
read
mean,
some more
my-
moves. Here. Go ahead,
Go
Dan.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say that probably their best quarterback was the dude that married the owner's daughter.
Oh, you know what, Dan?
No, I'm serious. Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
think what is Jake Delhomme.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Well,
that's
hey,
right.
But
Yeah.
who wins?
Th-
You know who
that's
wins in
probably
all this, man? Real talk. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, you're
I
good.
think your boy Sam Darnold comes off like really good because he's going to start in Minnesota. What a
yeah,
good
he
team.
is.
Yep.
and he's not that good a quarterback. You know,
whoa. Da, he may not be. That's not his fault either because he's been how many coordinators he done had?
Jets.
Coaching?
Yeah. But
Look at
unfortunately,
all the bad teams that he's gone
unfortunately, though,
Yep.
after 6 years of it, the stink stays with you.
I got it.
It's not his fault.
That doesn't mean he can't play.
No, it
Right.
doesn't mean he can't play. It doesn't.
Because that was the stick on. That was the stick on Gino.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
well,
Exactly.
Gino didn't get a lot of opportunities to play though, right? So after his Jets time, he really hit the field. He rarely hit the field after the Jets. He was a backup.
Well, he got the Jets, and then he got the Giants spot too. He had a little stint with the Giants.
Yeah, but he didn't really play. He wasn't a starter. He's a backup there.
Again, these guys, you got to get a chance, an opportunity, and you can't keep on bouncing these guys around. And you know that. And I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
Angry one, say it. Say it, angry one. Say it. Say it.
This is why we say it up here week in and week out. Y'all go out here and support these teams. Cool. Look at the ownership. If they've consistently putting out a trash product and y'all consistently
don't know what they're doing.
Well, they better read a book. They better do something. Listen to the sports chasers. Do something.
Read a book.
Educate yourself. Vote with your dollars, man.
Yo, we have seen some bad deals.
These GMs don't have no vision, and it's blasphemy. We're in 2024, still talking about the same thing we did 10 years ago.
Yep.
20 years ago. These guys, some of the stuff I've seen, I'm like, what in the world?
Well, I told Kev early this week, man, and I got to give credit to what's big man's name. Used to play for the Jets. He's on ESPN.
Oh, shout out to
Damian Woody. No, Damian Woody. It's Damian Woody. It's Damian Woody. He said, "Yo, he is tired of hearing coaches say." So we're gonna get to the GMs, but coaches say, "Oh, that guy don't fit my system."
Yep, you got to be able to coach him.
You got to coach around the players that you have. Your system has to be an amoeba. It has to, turn into whatever you have on your roster. Right? This is not college when you recruit all the kids you want on your team. It's the pros where you're going to get some guys that maybe you didn't want,
and you got
there when you got there. And you got to make it work. Mm-hmm. As Tomlin said, coaches run away from coaching in the NFL, and GMs, sure enough, run away from GMing in the NFL because this copycat stuff is foolish. You build your team. The teams that are good are the ones that say, yo, this is what we're going to do. And this is what we're going to do regardless of what anyone's thinking. Like, we run the ball. We're going to get dudes that run the ball, and that's it. That's it.
And
that's what we're going to do.
Check out that free agency list that's left now. And look how many dudes is up there. Okay. You talk about this, you don't got the players.
I'll say it now. Rudolph is going to go to Tennessee, and if something happens to Levis, you're going to see what he was actually capable of when he got buried on the Steelers. Like, the kid, once you got rid of the coordinator and they opened the game up and let him be able to play the game, you saw what he could do.
Right.
He's just like Darnold. He's not bad.
No, he doesn't stink.
You just don't give him the opportunity. Rodgers, unless the Jets fix the entire freaking line, he better hope he gets another Achilles injury and runs for vice president because he's going to be on his back all damn day.
Yeah, they're going to. The Jets are going to have to spend a lot of draft capital because they haven't done it in free agency, getting offensive linemen. So, they're going to have to get good kids, young kids that can block. And usually, like I told you guys before, it's easier to block ahead or forward, meaning run block, than it is to block going backwards, which is pass blocking. So the Jets are going to be a running team. They got a good running back, too. They just need to embrace it. But I think we were bamboozled with their roster because you don't have a roster that everyone says a Super Bowl roster and you lose the QB and then you guys turn into a dumpster fire. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
Nope.
Even the garbage men didn't want to pick that shit up.
It was bad. It was bad.
Let me go on to move into the interior defensive line. You got Chris Jones. He signed big money with the Chiefs, 5 years, 158. Their quarterback Patrick Mahomes, he moved around some money to make some more signings. So we got here Justin Matabuke. He signs with the Ravens. Christian Wilkins.
It's a bad
Raiders
goes to the Raiders. Leonard Williams signs with the Seahawks.
Hold on.
Go ahead, man.
Just know Christian Wilkins, in my humble opinion,
Go ahead.
is the best 3-technique D tackle in the league for the last 3 years. Like that
Say it
kid
again.
is a monster, B.
Say it again.
He's been the best in the league for the last 3 years. Like serious business.
now Crosby
From
got
Miami.
some help.
Oh yeah. Him and Crosby gonna do it. They're gonna make some hay.
They might not be able to score, but they're going to be able to play defense.
I asked Miami fans here.
The defense will probably outscore the offense.
Yes.
I asked Miami fans a couple. I was like, "Yo, what? How did y'all let that happen?" Well, of course, there's no money to be signed, and they're, I guess, looking towards their quarterback and seeing what they can do to, I guess, because you're gonna have to pay Tua, right?
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. So, whatever.
Quarterbacks need their own salary cap. I keep saying it.
We've been saying it on this show. You can go to Twin Backs, go to the Sports Chasers podcast. We've been saying that.
Well, I'll say this though.
Go ahead.
If you look at some of these, like, yes, Moneybags got his money in Atlanta, but some of these teams are starting to wise up with this guaranteed contract money because Denver is sucking down $85 million for the next 2 years. But you saw Baker signed for 3 years.
Yeah.
But really, the first year is really the only money that is guaranteed that he can get. So if he doesn't perform this year, then they can get rid of him and not be a Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson type thing where you're just stuck with a ton of money.
I wanted to bring up a point, and I don't know if y'all been seeing this, and DA is probably going to get mad that I'm saying this. Y'all see where the teams now, NFL franchises, they're doing the same thing to safeties that they were doing to running backs. Devaluing the position. They'd be like, we'll get another one.
Well, a lot of that though has to do with teams that are in salary cap hell.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that they paid money to, and that's why they're getting cut. I mean, look at Denver, what they've done. Besides Russell, you got to choose.
Of course.
We're
Right.
talking about getting rid of Sutton, two of their best receivers. Then you're looking at Simmons, the safety or cornerback. It's all the guys that are making money, and because they got that huge cap hit that's spent on no one, where you could have probably fit 2 or 3 players for the money that you just ate.
Well, that was a whole thing, right? They swung and missed on Russell Wilson, right? And then
they didn't swing and miss. Nathaniel Hackett was just horrible as a head coach. And then you
they swung and missed, right? Because they
didn't have the right coach for him. And then you turn around, you get Sean Payton in there. He doesn't like him. He doesn't want him.
I don't understand how that shit happened.
Until he got benched at the end of the year. Him and Stroud were hand in hand for touchdowns and interceptions.
Yeah, 26 and 8, man.
Stats wise. And why'd they sit him the last 2 games? Because they didn't want to pay him the bonus that he was going to get. And he had no shot when Peyton got that job. No. He didn't want him, and he was going to get rid of him.
Right.
That was
and now they're going to be terrible for how many years?
Yeah,
we're going to see how great Sean Payton really is.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, but he needs a couple of years to figure it out.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, Sean Payton, you right up there with Sean McVay. Yeah, Sean McVay got your little title. Yeah, that's nice. But who did you coach, sir? You supposed to be the offensive guru. You had what's
Goff?
Yeah, you had Goff. Goff was balling when you had a running back.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When Gurley got hurt, Goff got hurt. If anybody watches the LA Rams during those times, Look at the stats. Jared Goff is one of the best play action pass quarterbacks in the last 5 to 8 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Look what
You
he's
can't
doing.
play action when you don't have no run game.
Oh yeah.
Oh well.
That-
Let
Man.
me. We're still in the NFL. Let me tap into So Giant fans. I'm a Giant fan. D-Dub's a Giant fan. You know, Barkley goes to the Eagles, right? We said that at the top. As a Giant fan, I'm fine with that. We wasn't going to pay him. We wasn't going to pay him anyway. Does it suck? Right. Does it suck that he went 90 miles down the turnpike to the Eagles?
No.
We wasn't going to pay him. So yeah, so look for it's a business and look for him to get revenge, I guess. And I get it. And I understand that. The Giants will be okay. But I want to say that, D-Dub, I'm going to get this to you in a second. You might want to get in on this one too. Tiki Barber, what you said.
Oh, man, fuck him.
Well, D, well, go ahead. You said since you said.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, he already said it.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
He already said it. Go ahead, Kev.
I'm sorry.
Let the Giants fans get this one out. Let the Giants.
Yeah, man. Tiki Barber, as DA just said, yo, bro, what's wrong with you, man?
Relax.
Yo, the man, he said, yo, you dead. What kind of tough talking? You sound crazy, bro.
And then you say you was joking and tried to walk it back.
You wasn't joking. Stop. He wasn't damn joking. No, that's that old passive. Go ahead, D-Dub. I'm sick of Tiki Barber.
I'm not even going to trust that. I'm not even going to. Tiki is dead to most of the Giants fans, though. You know what I'm saying? We tolerate Tiki. Tiki couldn't
even hold on to the ball his first couple years there.
Come on, man. Tiki did a lot of work for the Giants. And,
yes, he did.
Respect to Tiki Barber. However, leave the kid alone. The kid wanted to get the bag. The Giants wasn't going to pay him the bag. And furthermore, the Giants, in my humble opinion, and I think I said this before, we should have never got
we should have never drafted Barkley.
We should have never drafted Barkley in the first place because we never had an offensive line for him to excel. So I'm happy for the kid. Now he goes. Now, do I like that he's going to the Eagles? No. Would I prefer him to go somewhere else? Yes. But he's going to the Eagles and he's going to do work with the Eagles because the Eagles got what? An offensive line. I even heard Kelsey might be coming back. Because I don't know how true it is. He would like to. I don't know how true it is, but that's the rumors I'm hearing in the street.
He's not coming. He's not.
However, it is what it is.
Training camp comes. They don't like them old dudes. Don't like training camp.
Yeah, we already
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Please, Aaron Rodgers. I'm about sick of him too. And listen, if you're gonna play football, play football.
Who, Vice President Rodgers?
This is what's going to be the Jets' demise. Him with the foolishness. Yeah, he came in, he was doing good, he got hurt, cool, but now he's all this other stuff. He becomes a distraction, and you're going to see what's going to happen. But,
also, that bad coaching, D.
Yeah. Oh, your man, that's your man.
Oh, wait a minute, D. That's your man's. Robert Saleh.
Well, hey, listen, I call a spade, man. What you want me to tell you, homie? My thing is. What you want me to tell you? You know what? Like his defense is balling. The other side of the ball, he knows. He has no idea.
He has no clue what he's doing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
This is what happens when you let a star player of the caliber of Aaron Rodgers come in and sabotage your whole fucking team. People forget that Robert Saleh and these New York Jets was just fine with Zach Wilson. Oh yeah, Zach Wilson, the worst quarterback ever. But once upon a time, the Jets was 7-5. Bryce Hall gets hurt, and the shit went south from there. Running backs matter in the NFL.
We told you that. We told y'all that a long time ago. But go ahead, E.
Yeah, go to the website.
That's all I'm saying. Is when you lose your direction, this is what the fuck happens. I don't think Robert Saleh is a bad coach. However, he's hijacked.
He's not a great one.
Because you got the inmates is running the asylum.
Yeah, no, he's been hijacked. He's scared. Like listen.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has got him shook. Like he feels as if his job, future, and tenure is attached to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
100%. Good.
And
good
Aaron
point,
walks in to MetLife Stadium and acts like, you better not tell him shit. I'm looking. I'm like, this guy is coming. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be.
You know what? I think Aaron, at least from what I've seen, and I'm not on the team, I'm not there. He looks like he helped Zach Wilson. He's there when he was hurt, trying to come back on the sidelines, trying to, coach up and be a teammate. Because I don't see there's a lot of quarterbacks I've seen get hurt, and I never see them again until they come back. So he's on the sidelines. These are things that I don't see from a lot of dudes. But like I said, man, I don't. I think Robert Saleh, you can hear by the interviews last year, he was dead shook. Because I've never seen a coach compliment a player the way he was complimenting, never.
He was filing his nails.
Yeah.
I would use another terminology, but I don't know.
Yes. It was a manicure. It was a mani-pedi for sure all year.
Facts.
So, yeah,
blowing the dust off his nails.
Got the buffer.
Straight up. Oh, let me get a hold of this one here. NFL free agency. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, I did see, I think it was on the New Heights podcast, Jason addressed the issue that he said, would I like to have made that move when I was still playing? Hell yeah. He goes, he goes, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, man. Just leave it as you have.
He walks in the door as a Hall of Famer. Yeah, without a doubt.
Dude, some of the plays you see for him, one-handed pancaking people.
Yeah,
getting out in front of the run. Yeah,
D-Dubs,
Saquon would have loved him.
D-Dubs, is he on the penthouse or is he on the second level? Because the NFL gives away gold jackets like they golden crust.
Kelsey.
Yeah,
Kelsey, he good.
Kelsey, top level.
That's a good question.
I'm just saying.
He's a top 7 center all time.
Yeah, he's up there.
Center, top 7.
Center. Yeah.
He's up there. I can't front on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because D-Dub said in another episode, he said there's levels to this Hall of Fame thing, especially now.
It is, but they don't respect that. So I'm living off of the old syllabus. These motherfuckers don't understand what we saying, what we talking about, man. We going by old syllabus stuff, man. This new stuff is what it is, man. All I can say is what we talk about here: vote with your dollars. Stop giving your money away to these organizations until they prove do what they're supposed to do. But that's another story.
Vote with your dollars, man. Vote with your dollars. Shout out all those.
Don't file no nails. Stand on your own 10.
Yeah,
man. We're gonna move along. We're gonna move to college football. Let's move to college football. I'm really about to make DA mad right now. Yeah, you know what? Since
college football,
this is gonna be a 2-hour show.
Oh yeah. Whatever, man.
Hey, we gotta get to it.
He said he can't do it.
Let's go.
Let's get to it, man. We gotta get to it because there's a lot of food.
It's gonna be real quick. I'm gonna go through.
I need you to be detailed, DA. I need you to be detailed. Okay.
All right, Kev. Go start it off. We'll go.
All right, I'm gonna start it off here. There you go.
Nick.
Can y'all hear it?
System, just like a value-based business that would create
Coach Nick
opportunities
Saban
for young people to be more successful. So this started with personal development. It started with academic support to make sure guys graduated and prepared themselves for when they couldn't play football. And also the whole concept of branding and making sure you had an image out there that was going to be something that would be enhance your chances of being successful and create opportunities for your future and see if you could develop a career as a football player. Now, what we've done between freedom to transfer and creating a free agency system where guys can transfer whenever they want to transfer, and the whole idea that we've created a pay-for-play sort of model in college athletics have created some issues in being able to actually have a program and a system that would enhance those very values that I just talked about. And how does this even impact other sports relative to Title IX, relative to non-revenue sports? And how do we continue to create some kind of a model moving forward where we do improve the quality of life of the student athlete, but create some kind of a balance in terms of competitive balance, which all venues have some guidelines and rules that create some kind of competitive balance, which right now we don't have in college athletics. It's whoever wants to pay the most money, raise the most money, buy the most players, is going to have the best opportunity to win. I don't think that's the spirit of college athletics. I don't think it's ever been the spirit of what we want college athletics to be. So that's my major concern, the combination of pay for play, free agency, and how that impacts development. And I can attest that I've had 2 NFL coaches tell me, and this is a football deal because they're concerned about the football part, that the players come to them less developed, with more entitlements and less resiliency to overcome adversity. We've worked so hard for the last 20 years to improve graduation rate, to improve health care for players, to have mental health care for players. All the things that we worked so hard to improve on, we're going to start seeing slide in the wrong direction because we've created an environment that really does not promote personal development or that is going to create success for the future.
Can I go now?
Yeah, I was about to stop it. Yes, I was about to stop it.
There's a lot to unpack, right? And
there's a lot to unpack. Go ahead,
I'm not going to jump into all of it, right? So let's
let me just set it up. That was Coach Nick Saban. He's retired. He went on yesterday, I believe, to talk to yesterday or the day before to talk to Congress about name, image, and likeness in collegiate football. Shout out to the Alabama Crimson Tide Network for that clip. Thank you, guys. Go ahead, DA.
Okay, so part 1. Nick, I have never heard any players that play for Alabama talk about graduation rates and how you were helping them graduate. Never happened, never heard it. You know what they did? You got them ready for the NFL. So much so that I think 2-3 years ago, you were bragging on a show about how you had 76 players in the league at one time. You ain't say I had 76 graduates. You said you had 76 players in the league. All right, so we're going to get off that whole graduation rate shit because everybody knows that you keep some kids on the team that never play, that are 4.0 average kids to make the average of the whole team go up. So when they say how many people graduate, and it helps your numbers all the way around. So you keep those players on your team that may never play, but they are 4.0s. They don't have to take tests for other kids, and it's not that. It's just that you use the average. It makes the average of the whole team go up regarding a graduation statistics. As far as the NIL is concerned, and these kids getting paid, there are not simple, but there are fixes to the system. But the fact is that these fixes will impact the NCAA institutions as well. Everybody has to kind of give back something or not gain, right? It's no longer a situation in college athletics where the kids are going to suffer and the fat cats up in the schools are going to make the money and live well. It's over. It's over. It's impossible now. Why? Because if we go back 10 years, they would say Kevin was a high school player. He went to go play pro basketball overseas. It didn't work out. He wants to come back to college. NCAA says no because you got paid at some point. All right, you became a professional. Well, every player damn near in all of athletics now has gotten paid now. So you can't go backwards. It's impossible for you to go backwards. Right? So the system is here. There are some fixes, but we'll do that on another show. Because Kevin and I talked about it yesterday. There are ways to do it, but everybody has to pay the piper. So as far as NIL is concerned, I think that you have to I would do some communist shit with it. And, the money goes into the team. And it's whatever it is for the whole amount of everybody on the team together, and then you do a breakdown where everybody on the team makes some money or gets some money based on the money that's distributed to, those kids. But they're not going to do that because people don't share. All right, so we're out on that, right? NIL, right? And that's a federally mandated thing. Like, this is not like, this came of the Ed O'Bannon thing, right? So you're not going to have, and there's an NCAA game coming out. So it's really important that they did this. Let's put 2 and 2 together, my conspiracy folks. The reason they put this 2 and 2 together because EA was dropping this new NCAA game, which should be coming next year. So,
real quick,
just so you know,
they're only going to give them $600 on this game.
Yeah, but that's why. This is why.
Did they take that deal? They took that deal.
No, it's not a take because there's no union. There's no take the deal because there's no union.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to give you.
So this is what they just offered. This is $600.
This is it. Yeah, it's better than nothing.
And a free copy.
Yeah. And think of it this way, think of it this way, though. There's 100 people on all these football teams that are going to be in the game.
Oh yeah.
So 600 per player. Come on.
But if they're going to be in the game, shit. Yeah, I need it there. I need my 600.
But just to touch on what the A is saying, but like with the NIL, that's not the issue. It's what Dion was talking about, the booster money and all this other stuff. Name me 5 people that you know in NCAA, doesn't matter the sport, that has commercials and is truly getting the NIL money.
There's a boy from USC.
Yep, Caleb
Williams. What did I do?
Caleb
right,
Williams.
yeah, because he does the Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
That's the only cat I knew this last season that was a college athlete.
Does anybody else know?
No.
You got Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, where she's at. I didn't see her on any nationals, but yeah, I'm sure she is.
She's on All-State.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think and she has another one. But there is like 5 total people that truly have the name, image, and likeness deal. All this other bullshit, and this is why Saban retired, is because these kids don't care about winning. They care about is how much are you going to pay me?
Yeah.
And like the comments he said after they lost the last game that they played, that's where he's like, yeah, I'm done. Because even his wife said, why are we doing this? Like, they would have dinners at their house or brunch with their house with the recruits and their parents and all this stuff. And she's even like, why are we doing this?
See, my thing was always like this, Dan, with that is I agree, but my point is that shit been happening. And I cannot lie. I know Nick Saban. If it wasn't him, it was wink, wink. Somebody in Alabama was giving these kids paper. Because their rosters were just too powerful for years.
Well, I think that's the problem. The problem is that we have exposed everything, and now people are like, "Oh, this is what's going on." Oh,
you know how the hot dog is made.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Because these kids been getting paid. I mean, they went from.
I think people. They've been getting paid under the table, but
they had Trent Richardson.
It was only going to the top dog. It wasn't going to everybody else. Everybody else on the team don't deserve to get paper.
That money.
You're not that good. Yeah. First of all, let's be honest, right?
But look at Rule, the old Panthers coach, when in Nebraska, calling out, it's going to cost me 2.5 to get a quarterback in here.
Well, then, listen, coach one up or pay 2.5. Right? That's the rules of the game. It's not right, but
they're ruining the sport.
Yeah, well, yes,
they
with this money.
But they should have never opened that door. When they opened that door, it's a problem. You should have kept lying about it. That's what you should have done. And you should have just kept giving the kids that. Yeah, no. We didn't need to know that they was giving. Come on, because you had.
I agree.
You had a team with, you had Derrick Henry and Trent Richardson and another dude all in the NFL on the same backfield in Alabama. So there's no competitive. What? It was the SEC. Look back at the championships, man. Yeah. There's no competitive fucking balance. Look at the last 15 champions.
Agreed, Lackey.
10 of them come out of the fucking the SEC.
Yeah.
Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Alabama, LSU. So there's no competitive balance. I've been saying that for years on this show.
Yep, it's who has the money now.
And they always had the money. When Georgia
but
dog walked Michigan 3 years ago, and dudes on Michigan was like, yo, their defensive linemen are faster than our running backs. On the sidelines, they saying that. Dog, that's because they pay. And when Miami was nice back in the days, they already told you the 30 for 30. They was getting paid.
Yep, the yachts and trips and all that good stuff. But that's the thing is like now, like the teams that have the money, your Texases, that oil money, they could just give whatever they want to whoever they want.
That's why you think Arch Manning gets paid $2 million and now he donated all of his money. But why would they give Arch Manning $2.5 million and he doesn't even play?
To keep him from playing on another team.
That's the NIL. Now, let me get to the real issue that grinds my gears real quick is the transfer portal.
Oh, fuck that.
Right? This is my problem with the transfer portal. And this is a simple fix as well. You just have to put some guidelines around it. Because again, there's no union, but you have to be fair because the federal government, and I know it's not their place, but it becomes a labor thing, and the Supreme Court is watching. So you got to be fair. And I would say, listen, within the 4-year time span, you can only transfer twice, or you can only transfer once in 3 years. But at the same time,
put the same stipulations on the coaches.
Coach with contract. You have to stay here for at least half of your contract before you can bounce.
Talk about it.
And I know it doesn't seem American, right? Because on one side, everyone's, it's a new opportunity. And you can't say he can't go take that opportunity. But guess what? That's why the player is leaving too.
Well,
for an opportunity.
It's almost like this, right? In corporate America, and I haven't worked in corporate America in a very long time, right? But help me out here. If you go to say you work for a brokerage house and you sign a deal, you're employed with this brokerage house.
You get NDA, the whole shit, yeah.
Right. You can't go to the next one, right? Because what they gonna do?
It's inside the trading. You're gonna take information, man.
Yeah,
100%. So they should do the same for coaches. I totally when D explained this to me, I said, okay, it makes sense. I get you. I hear what you're saying because it's not right and it's not fair, right? You're trying to make it an even playing field for the transfer portal, yeah. Because the DA always says, you going to my house? Yeah, I love your son. You don't love my son. You just
man, I hate that shit, man. That's why
that's what grinds his gears.
I got really hot, Dan. I'm telling you, real talk. I got really hot when and it's beautiful if their heart's in the right place and his wife does this, that, and all those things. But I had a son that was recruited D1. And I used to always tell coaches, you don't need a fucking father, you need a coach. I don't need to hear about all that shit. I'm gonna make him a man and do all that. Man, look. You gotta teach him how to fucking shoot. I got the man part done. Me and my wife, we're good. We're good. We got him.
Well, that's a whole nother social economic show.
Where what I'm saying is that that's not what.
With people like you, D.
But the thing is that I'm not asking for that, man. And a lot of fathers and parents, they're folks there with their kids. It doesn't matter what color you are either. My thing is always the same thing.
Right.
Brass tacks. First we do our job and then we do the extra. First you do your job, then you do the extra. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be cool with the kids and have them out in your house, because remember, there was a time when you couldn't have the players over to your house for dinner on the weekend because that was an extra benefit. I remember that. That's how old I am. It was an extra benefit. You couldn't take the kids to your house and feed them. Coach couldn't take the kids out to Arby's or something after the game. Remember Pryor at Ohio State? His shit started because he got some drinks, sodas. And then they got into the tattoos. And then next thing you know, Tressel's not coaching. So it used to be even more stringent. My thing is, I think it can be fixed, but everybody has to say that they're willing to deal with the rules.
Right.
That's all. If everybody's, and that's always been the problem. Everybody doesn't want to deal with the rules. You guys here are law enforcement. You can't apply the law to people. You can, and people do, whatever. But you're not supposed to apply the law differently. So if the students can't leave whenever they want, or because something looks better on the other side, then neither can the damn coaches.
Oh, but they're adults. They should be able to go anywhere they want to.
Adults. They're all adults. They can all go to the Marines and die. They can all go to the Army and die. They're all adults. Ain't no 15-year-olds playing college football.
I got you on that.
I don't know. There's a 9-year senior this year.
Well, he's 35. Then you can get the AARP guys.
Hey, yo, I got you on that. But now, how do we fix the part of these players getting money and not being able to get coached up? Because we talk about coaching, you can't coach these guys up because they already got the bag, and then you can't tell them nothing.
Like that goes back to my other point. It's kind of, and Kevin said that he laughed at me. He said, "D, they're never going to do this because it's communist, it's socialist." But if 4 dudes on your team are getting big money, so like Colorado, I would use that as an example because I know Secure was getting like $1 million. His brother was getting like 500, and the other cat was say getting 500,000, right? So that's $2 million or whatever it was, and maybe there's a few other kids that was getting a few dollars here and there,
right?
Some commercials, so forth and so on. If the totality of the team was $5 million, you have to find a way to break the $5 million down. Of course, being fair to the guys that the money was actually given to, so their percentage is, of course, larger than everyone else. Because it should be.
Yeah.
Because Secure Standards is doing a commercial.
X amount for a starter.
Yeah. But there has to be a ratio.
Yeah.
And a percentage. And then the rest gets spread on to your team. Because like Alex said, and it makes a lot of sense.
Shout out to Alex.
Alex Molden, yes, sir. And I read your book, dope book. The reality is that, it can make some dudes that's not getting no money feel away. Like, but it's not supposed to. And that's the point. It's to a man, it's not supposed to, because you don't worry about another man's money. But we're not in that world anymore.
But these are kids, and do they? You know what I'm saying? They don't know that yet. They pocket watch.
Why, somebody, as we always say, somebody has to be the parent in the room. And the NCAA is not just they're not willing to be the parent.
They don't want to be the parent no more.
No, they don't, because what comes with being the parent? Responsibility all the way through the process.
Nobody wants to have that. Right. Go ahead.
All the way through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want it, man, I'm gonna get off this topic. But if they wanted to do this years ago, when the first thing with Northwestern came out, they would have sat down at the table with them then and figured out something. Because Northwestern kids football team, they knew it was coming almost 10 years ago and told them, let's work something out. Let's work something out.
Yeah.
And the NCAA was like, nah, homie. Nah, homie.
Hey, Kev, this could be
good here.
This is a long topic, man. This could go.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again.
We probably had to get some more people on here to kind of talk about this topic. But I know this definitely not only grinded on DA's gears. He was already hot from the Tiki thing, but that just put him over the edge. And him and Saban have But yeah, me personally, I just let D have it. First, you go into Congress. I was like, wow. It was like, I'm telling on you, like, you done benefited from all of this. But like you said, DA, from a legal perspective, the Supreme Courts are watching now, right? Because Now there's a whole nother legality involved, right? Because you got these kids that getting money. You got the human resources factor. You know, they get health insurance, yada, yada, yada. What happens when they get hurt? Da, da, da. All of that stuff that you should think when you're starting a company or whatever the case may be. So it's definitely a lot, and we'll have to dive back in it.
Real quick, can we, before we bounce, and I really want to do this, D?
Yeah, go ahead. Dan said it was going to be 2 hours anyway, so we haven't done
No. I just had one point on that.
Oh no, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead. I want to drop the boxing real quick. So
yeah, so we can move on after this. But like the whole NIL, the portal, and all that stuff, all they need, like you said, they need guidelines. Like you can transfer twice, and there's a caveat if you go somewhere because you want to play for a certain coach and they turn around and leave, then they can grant you the extra transfer or whatever.
Exactly, Dan. Common sense stuff.
That's it. No other exceptions. With the NIL, I highly suggest that if people are interested in this topic and what it's all about, to Google Deion Sanders' interview about this, because he laid it out perfectly how that it's actually being used. And like I said, no one could name more than one person that actually was getting the name, image, and likeness in sports on the panel. So what does that tell you? They're getting money from something else. And
they're using the title to cover what they've been doing.
No, Deion has the correct terminology for it. And I forget what it was called, but watch his interview about it, because it is very informative and basically lays it out how this shit's going down right now. So that being said, they absolutely need to put some guidelines on this, or come up with a certain way that how this shit breaks down, because this is what's going to ruin college football, because you're going to have guys moving every freaking year and chasing a bag every year, and it's not actually the name, image, and likeness. It's actual like this booster money or whatever to get them.
Who can pay me the most?
Yeah, that's basically it. Where can I go?
They're using NIL to cover. That's the same thing they've been doing. Yeah.
The smoke. And I forget, like I said, I forget what Deion called it, but he was absolutely spot on it. And I watched it, and I was like, yep, because he even said like if a kid comes to him and says, "How much you going to pay me?" First thing, not how you're going to use me, not what kind of schemes are we going to run, nothing about football. Mm-hmm. He don't want you. He's not going to buy. I'll get somebody else. And
I'm with that.
Absolutely. But that definitely needs to get fixed.
The problem is there's going to be a coach that says, "Yeah, I'll take you."
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Absolutely. That's definitely going to be a problem.
But if you put in standards and guidelines of what you can and what is, like, if you're going to use, you're going to put T-shirts with his face and number on it in the fucking gift shop, absolutely give him his
100%.
But if you're just going to pay him money for nothing, nah, that's bullshit. That's them circumventing the NIL.
Let's move to boxing. D-Dubs, DA, boxing. Wow, go ahead.
Real quick, I just wanted to give these out. D, you can step to them and talk about the fights themselves. But we got about 8 fights coming up that are supposed to be good fights. I'm only giving up the championship fights. So we got Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman. That's the WBO junior middleweight title on March 30th. D, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm frozen. I don't know why, but
you're just in awe. That's all.
Yeah, he's just in awe. That's all. Then on April 20th, we got Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, which is the big fight for the WBC welterweight title.
If that happens, we'll see.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I said if that happens, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, shoot, we hope so. Yeah. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia.
I'm sick of Canelo Alvarez. I'm sick of him.
That's May 4th.
Yeah. I can
see middleweight titles.
That's how you really feel.
He's not fighting who the fans want him to fight. He's been ducking and dodging Mr. Benavidez, So, as far as I'm concerned, Canelo is not, he don't want it. He's not the champion, as far as I'm concerned. But go ahead.
May 6th, we got Inoue, who is nice, versus Louis Neri.
That's the
Undisputed
Asian
super bantamweight. Yeah,
That's
he's
the
nice.
Asian dude. Yeah, he's dude. Dude is nice. I suggest that anybody who likes, he's definitely talented and could be the face of boxing top 10.
Yeah, no doubt, top 10 fighter. May 12th, we got my man Lomachenko versus Kambosa, the vacant IBF lightweight title.
That should be a good one.
Yeah, then we got Daryl's favorite fighter, Tyson Fury, is fighting Usyk on May 18th. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. These guys, these heavyweights make me sick too, y'all. It's awful.
Then we got Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, undisputed light heavyweight title. Those are the championship fights coming up, man.
Yeah.
And then you got that clown show, which is going to be Mike Tyson, maybe Mike Tyson against Jake Paul.
I'm disappointed. I'm very, very, very disappointed in Mike Tyson for even.
Oh, he's gonna kill him.
Accepting
If
this
he
fight.
if he doesn't kill him, it's rigged.
Well, Dan, I don't know how he's going to kill him when he's going to be wearing a helmet and protective gear.
I mean, I saw where he said he wasn't gonna. There was no helmets.
Oh, now it's no helmet now.
It doesn't
Wait a
matter.
minute, that's not what they said the other day, though.
Yeah,
I just saw a thing on that. I just saw a thing on it with Jake Paul where they said there was going to be no headgear.
What about his brother can jump in when he wants?
Yeah, it could be bullshit. But even with headgear, he's not going to have a head on the shoulders. See, look at the all in D-Dub's face that Tyson's going to beat the shit out of Paul.
Yeah, I can see it.
Look at him. He's like, woo. No way.
All that I'm not gonna buy. I wouldn't buy that shit, and I wouldn't suggest that none of these people that's on our live tonight or anywhere in the world, if they hear my voice, please do not support that fight.
Vote with your dollars, ladies and gentlemen.
If Mike needed money like that, we could have all started up a GoFundMe for Mike Tyson because I'm sure somebody would have gave it to him.
$1 a piece.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think Mike is good. I don't know why.
I know Mike don't need. I don't know. I don't know. But it's just I'm very disappointed that he's even, going entertaining.
Yeah, they say his weed company is doing real good. So I don't know why he would.
Yeah. I really don't understand it. And just for the sport of boxing, I don't think it's my personal opinion. I don't think it's a good look. This is more of a WWE. If he just went over there, go get a WWE bag. That's fine.
I think we need to stop this cross pollination. I wish we had Tim on this week. I would like to talk to him because
we got to get Timmy B back. Yes.
Yeah, because Tiana went out there and got knocked the fuck out. Right? You the UFC champ. You get up there against AJ, who is not a champion. Great fighter. I think when he wants to fight, he's a good fighter.
Yes.
But he got knocked out.
Sleeped.
Yeah, he got slept.
Yeah, that right hand was crazy.
He said, I didn't even see it coming. I didn't even see him punch me. Yeah, that's usually what the knockout is, homeboy. So that's all I'm saying, man.
Your guys are good with boxing.
Yeah, we good. We good. I'm good. We ain't got to talk about the other sports. So
there's other things that we had to talk about. MLB, just remember, they're in spring training. We'll run MLB right before the start of the season at the end of the month here in 2 weeks. They're still in spring training in Florida and in Arizona. College basketball conference tournaments are winding down this weekend, and then we should have Selection Sunday that's coming up. Sunday, Mike Mills is not with us. He'll definitely get with us next week, so we'll definitely talk about that. I think we went over all of the things, well, not all the things, but what was going on our weekly thing. Hey, weekly thing, weekly recap. Roger Kellerman's, he returned to baseball. He's with the Savannah Bananas minor league baseball. If you haven't looked at the Savannah Bananas, if you want entertainment, it's a different kind of baseball. It's almost kind of like Harlem Globetrotters type of thing, but it's very entertaining.
Very entertaining for the family. So if you want to take out your family, go out there, man, and have a good time.
Shout out to former Met and Yankee Darryl Strawberry. He's recovering from a heart attack that he had a couple of days ago, but they say he's doing well. All right, we did over that. LSU in South Carolina. What do you say, DA? I'm sorry.
So he was supposed to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, definitely. What we got here? LSU and South Carolina, they faced off against one another. Good game last weekend. What do I have here? And Louisville basketball, they fired Kenny, I forgot his last name, but they fired him after 2 years. Not even 2 years, man. So, yeah, Louisville basketball.
The LSU thing, man, that wasn't like okay, so it wasn't a fight, I don't think.
It was a scrum. It wasn't even just people just pushing around, milling around.
That's all.
Yeah, I think people made it more than what it was.
100%.
No, and listen, the big girl knocked the other girl down, but reality is she was supposed to, right? So if you push one of my players, on my team, the big girl's supposed to protect, not for any other reason than that they're going to see each other later.
Yes,
that's it. Just saying, yo, dog, we here, we here.
Yep.
We here for all this smoke, and that's what South Carolina's about. We here for all that smoke. So.
And just like Angel Reese said, they'll see him again. I mean, it's great. This is good, man. Matter of fact, I mean, this has been good for women's basketball.
I actually watched a lot of college women's basketball over the last couple of weeks. So
because it's competition, Kevin, they are actually playing each other.
Wait, I know we said we gotta go because you just triggered something in me, and if y'all have been watching the trend on TikTok and Instagram,
oh good God, Lord,
I'm done with the '90s basketball.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm done with them. I'm done with the whole entire NBA. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So if you have not been, if you go to TikTok or Instagram, make sure I forgot the gentleman's name, man. But he started this about a week ago. He started talking about how he's done with '90s NBA basketball. Mike couldn't go left. Kobe wasn't this, and again,
I saw that guy.
Again, we're just putting others down to
build somebody else up.
To build somebody else up. I'm here to tell you, I'm done with the 2020s and the 2020s basketball. I'm done with the 1990s. Just, stop it, bro. NBA, y'all need to play defense. And like DA says, it's competition with the women. And that's why I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is the only entertaining thing that I saw of the NBA was Chris Paul got teed up the other night and turned around. The ref teed him, and he looked at the ref and went, gave him a tee right back. He's like, that's a bullshit call. That's the most entertaining thing I think I've seen in the NBA all year.
I'm done with the 90s. Get out of here.
I tell you, I tried to watch a game last night, boy. I didn't fare well.
You was done?
Boy, I was trying. I was trying to watch that Lakers Sacramento game.
I've been trying to watch basketball.
The end of the half,
y'all
boy.
been trying.
Game was watching me. So end of the half, I'm nodding.
Well, go ahead, E.
Nah, I'm just saying. I said I admire y'all for even trying because I can't do it and I won't do it. I'm sorry. I'm voting with my dollars.
Boy, I dropped my phone on the floor.
I can't watch NBA basketball anymore.
I'm holding my phone in the hand on the bed. The damn phone hit the floor. I said, boy, we will
have Ryan D'Souza back next week, our NBA insider and contributor. And we're definitely going to ask Ryan about this. I'm done with the 90s thing. I wanted to reserve that for
that
him.
Guy's funny.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
That guy's funny. Oh, Michael.
And
it was like, oh shit. Did he just go left? Oh, he just dunked. Oh, yeah, that shit was funny.
It definitely had a funny tune to it, man. But hey, listen, we went way over.
Yeah.
But sometimes we had to do that. Sometimes we had to address certain.
We just start a little late though.
We start a little late. Like I said,
this wasn't short.
Nah, this was like fourth and long for real. But now great
this
show.
Is also what happens when you don't have nobody in your ear telling you.
Get moving,
Dory. Oh yeah. Listen, Junior's not here.
Yes,
I think they're expecting my grandson on Saturday. So he's trying to get the house together. So he's trying to pull all together. So
man,
Poppy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Junior and the family, to DA, about to be pop. What they gonna call you, man?
I don't know. Just don't call me for money. There you go.
You know what? Let me parting shots. Let me go with that's your parting shot. Pop
Yes.
Pop. I mean, DA.
Definitely.
Yeah. And don't do drugs, right? Because he always says that.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Dan. Also refresh us on what on April 24th for the Heroes game in Charlotte. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me. The 20th.
Excuse me, the 20th. Sorry, it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Like I said, gates open at 1:30. Game starts at 3. Running clock unless the game's closed in the last 10 minutes of the third. There's regular intermissions in between. So about maybe a 2-hour window for that game. So if you want to go, let me know. I got probably some tickets to sell here shortly. $10. Sit wherever you want. You can be behind the glass, wherever you want to be.
Y'all holler at Dan K. If you're in the Charlotte area, go to the Bojangles Coliseum on the 20th.
And shout out to Mark Botchenko that puts this game on. This guy does a fantastic job. I mean, I've been playing since 2007, and he's always been a part of it and makes this thing special for all of us. And it, the money that's raised goes to, someone in need in department, whether it be, police or whether it be fire and medic. So it's for a good cause, good family atmosphere. So if you got time, come by and see us. Just wanted to address this clown in the comments. Vlac, I hope that Pittsburgh does not beat your Tar Heels because I will dog you to death. But just real quick, sorry guys, you're getting smoked by Tampa Bay 6-3. About 3 minutes left in that game. Your boys 4-0 over Florida, top team in the East. You were looking good. You missed the earlier hockey. You missed out.
I hate I missed it, but man, Carolina better not. Never mind. I'll save it for another time. Don't get all pumped up because you made your little trades and whatnot, and then you get into the playoffs and you get swept. Don't do that.
Hey, they added Kuznetsov from Washington, who's got a goal tonight, and Getzel, another scorer from the Penguins. Like you guys actually, went and addressed your issues scoring in the playoffs. So hopefully that works out for you guys. And then my boys were beating up on San Jose, which I'm shocked. I figured for sure we were going to lose this game because we can't beat anybody. I think we had 11 goals in the last 7 games, which is absolutely atrocious with the amount of money and players that we have. But that being said, everybody have a safe night. Be kind to each other. And we'll be back next week.
No doubt. Appreciate that, Dan K. D-Dubs, what you got? Welcome back, D-Dubs.
Yo, man, I don't know what's going on, but hey, man, good to be back. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I know what I'll be doing.
Happy birthday, D-Dubs, because he's a St. Patty's baby. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And man,
shout out to my niece, man, who filled in for
you
last
shout out.
week.
Yeah, she did a great job, man. Great job. I seen it. I heard it. And good job, Kenny. And that's about it, man.
All right. Appreciate that, D-Dubs. The angry one, what you got for us, bro?
Yo, it's good to be back.
Yep.
Sports Chasers Thursdays night. Yo, man, great show. Appreciate everybody chiming in in the chat. Everybody watching, everybody listening. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Mike Mills. Shout out to Ryan. Catch y'all on the next week. Hey, yo, man, everybody be good, man. You know what I'm saying? I would just say this, man. People, we talk about sports, right? But sports is a microcosm of what goes on in the world. So be parents to your kids. Or you might wind up like the NCAA. I'm out.
He dropped the gem right there. GEM. I don't have nothing heavy. All I got is thank you for all those that was in the comments. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter X, Instagram. I did hook the Instagram feed up. Thank you. Appreciate that. We had a lot of people on tonight, man. If you know somebody that likes sports, that wants to get real authentic sports talk, holler at us. Share Sports Chasers with it. Hey, share the website. The website got everything. And like I said, we got a new little toy on it. It's called Twin Box. You scroll all the way down there and you can ask what the DA say about so and so an episode, and it'll absolutely bring it up. So we're clearly transparent here. You can get it, and it's at your fingertips. Just scroll down to the little box. It's there. Make sure you check out our merch. Support us. Grab the merch. Oh, I never say this. I'll be forgetting. Hey, we got super chats here on YouTube. You can support us with donations with super chats. They hit that donation button on the YouTube side, and you can absolutely give to your desires heart. If you want to donate to the show and help us out and make the show grow. What else we got there? We got affiliate links for dugout mugs. D-Dub can't show it because the screen is jacked up. And for that. So hey, those are other ways that you can support the Sports Chasers. We have affiliates. By you purchasing those items from those affiliate links, you support us.
More to come. Yes.
Yeah. So we're trying to do this thing. We're trying to grow this thing. We are doing this and growing this. So shout out to all our loyal listeners and subscribers. Also on the podcasting side, make sure you give us that 5-star review and make sure you give us that content. You give us that those comments also when you do that though. But listen, we're gonna get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Excuse me, for Dan K, the hockey dude, for James, the angry one, Warren, for the DA, soon to be proud granddad, Pop, and for also D-Dubs. He had to leave. He's having still technical difficulties. Mike Mills in his absence. Junior, my super producer for the show. Hey, bro, congrats, man. This is awesome, man. To you and your family, man. Thank you. We miss you, but you're getting stuff prepared for this weekend. So, hey, enjoy it, everybody. Hope I didn't miss nobody. Thank you for all those that was listening tonight and watching this tonight. So, we about to be out. Y'all have a good one. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be careful. Whatever you want to do. Peace. We out.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.